Bro, I'm gonna be honest. There's something in the social media space that I feel very strongly about, but I have kind of strayed away from talking about it and being open because a handful of my friends participate in this thing. It's something that's being pushed very heavily on social media in the past few months. And it's something where there's a lot of money, life-changing money. And I felt so strong. I've always felt so strong. Yeah, the gambling, all that stuff. Since that stuff came out and offers started coming left and right, dude, that like, I felt so strongly about it. Not to, like any of my homies that have taken those deals, it doesn't come from a place of like, oh, I'm better than them, or like I look at them like this because they're taking those deals. Everybody out here is just trying to hustle, get their bag. I do not want to see my homies struggle. You know what I mean? So the reason I've strayed away from talking about this is because I don't want it to seem like I'm throwing shade at these people or homies, or I'm jealous or anything like that, bro. And I know I could just keep it real with you guys because you guys understand where I'm coming from. But it's like, dude, that right there, like when all those deals started coming, that's where I started like kind of like taking a step back and looking at everything like so different. Even just content in general. I started thinking like, damn, like there's a lot of things I just be doing and saying for the clip and acting a certain way. I just started thinking of the way I make content. But going back to like the gambling deals and shit, I was just like, nah, like I always told myself I'm never going to promote something that I don't believe in, that doesn't align with me, and especially not something that I feel like is bad or harmful. A couple of like the main things in social media right now that people are promoting that there's a lot of money in, gambling and like OF girls. Obviously OF girls, like that's just feeding corn addiction. Super bad. That's why there's a lot of money in stuff like that. And then the gambling, you know, like a lot of these companies there's a lot of money in it because they profit off people losing money and stuff like that. Yeah, bro, when those deals started coming out, people around me getting crazy life-changing money. And another reason I didn't really want to like care to speak up, even though like I feel so strongly, I feel like I should say something. I just don't know how to say it without it sounding like I'm trying to sound like morally superior. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck to like sound like I'm better than anyone because I didn't take these things, or like people should look at these people a certain, like it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. I'll speak for like my perspective on me, because again, I'm not going to speak on anyone else's situation. But for me, I've been building something up for years and years and years. I've thrown events, and the people that show up to these events, like skate events and stuff, a lot of them are younger, 16-year-old skaters, 17, 18. And if me personally, if I were to take a big paycheck to promote gambling, something that, first of all, I don't even do. I could see it a little different if you're someone who's into gambling, right? But if I were to start promoting to the younger crowd, you know, this like, I wouldn't feel right about it, you know? And like in May of this year, when those deals were first coming out, bro, like I took it to God, and I was like, I wasn't really strong in my faith. I was honestly like kind of distant from God. Like I wasn't walking out my faith, but I was still like praying and stuff like that, like trying to figure out where I was at with that, you know, trying to get closer to God, or at least I thought. But like I was just on a long drive, and I was just talking to God about these deals that were floating around, and I was just like, God, I don't care if it's $100,000 a month offered to me, like any amount of money, I'm not taking it, because I trust that you have something better for me down the road. Trust me. This is why I say that I don't look at anyone like bad who's taking these deals or doing this and that, because it is not easy to turn down a shit ton of money when you're struggling. Nobody wants to struggle, bro. Nobody wants to struggle. But yeah, I took that to God, and I asked him for a sign that I was on the right path. And like, I just remember the next 4 days were like, felt like a dream, like something straight out of a movie. I just felt God's presence, and I was like, okay, I need to keep pursuing God. Like, I feel like I haven't been seeking him with all my heart. And yeah, that's when I started looking at things a lot differently. And trust me, bro, like it came with challenges after that too, bro. It wasn't just like, oh, I got close to God and everything has just been good. Like, bro, I have been there's been a lot of shit, a lot of hits, a lot of struggles that like makes a quick bag like that more tempting. You know what I mean? But I'm standing so firm on it, bro. I'm not even like, I have not once considered taking one of those deals that I am not interested in. You know, I'm someone, again, like I can only speak for myself personally. I have been grinding this YouTube dream for years and years, you know, like even moving to LA, getting an apartment with my friends was such an investment to just try to keep throwing money at this dream to like hopefully take it to those bigger levels. You know, this year, like moving back with my parents and then all, you know, these deals floating around, it's like, damn, is this the only way? Like, is this like, are these type of deals that seem to be the gambling and like the promoting like OF and like stuff like that? I'm like, is that the only way in this like space to gain wealth and, you know, become more successful in that area? And I'm like, no, of course not. Like, there's plenty of creators that I watch and stuff that do things in a very authentic way and stay true to themselves. Just got to keep grinding and trusting God. Bro, I don't like talking about this type of shit because I just hate even the idea that like of it seeming like I'm trying to get some type of sympathy from my audience. You know what I mean? Cause even that, bro, I'm like, if I'm going through some financial shit, bro, I don't even want to like, yeah, I'll drop some clothes or some shit, but I don't even want to get on stream and like make it apparent. Like, I don't even want to like, you know, like I don't want no feel bad donations or here or, oh, let me like, no, like I'm trying to actually build my shit right and grow it, like my skill set of like making videos and stuff like that. Definitely LA is easy to be influenced by shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's why like, I don't know why I feel so strongly about it, bro. It's like because I feel like the younger crowd, you know, like with social media, like it's so easy to be influenced by social media when something really bad is being promoted and it's just like becoming a trend and normalized. It's like, damn, I wish like I could like kind of warn some people or like open some people's eyes, you know what I mean? But then I don't want people close to me thinking that I'm trying to like get in the way of their pockets or some shit, or I'm on some hating shit, because it's not like that at all, bro. It's like, it's such a weird spot to be in, bro. It's like, we're not supposed to judge each other, you know what I mean? We're supposed to pray for each other. You know, we're supposed to love each other. So I'm no better than anyone or looking down on anyone for this or that. Like, it's not that at all. It is not that at all. I was doing pranks earlier this year. The first one was like paying for stuff with pennies. And I remember going into that thinking like, oh, this is so harmless. Like, it's just like a silly, stupid video. Like, no one could get upset, right? Not the way it went. It doesn't matter if you have good intentions. Like, other people were affected and like very upset with me. And like, I started feeling like an anxiety when I would go out to film. And I was like, okay, I'm going to pivot. Like this, I don't want to, like, I'm always searching for alignment when it comes to my creative stuff, like making videos. I want to enjoy what I'm filming. Like, I want to enjoy the whole process. I want to be fulfilled. You know what I mean? So I started feeling like this type of anxiety when I would go out to film like these like prank. Like, I like pranking like my homies and stuff. But when I would prank like strangers, kind of troll them, like I just started feeling that anxiety. And that's also around the time I pivoted to the more kind of like challenge idea-based videos that I've been filming the past few months. And I've been having a blast and it's been fun. But yeah, looking back at like some of those pranks, like just the little annoying shit I was doing, even that, I'm like, damn, like even some of these clips, me putting them out on social media is going to make other people want to go copy my actions and do this and that. And, you know, so I start, you know, when I start like getting stronger in my faith, I start looking at things that way too, which is like in the previous years, I never gave a fuck about being like a role model or like caring about my videos influencing people to go do this and that. I was always like, I'm gonna just do whatever I want, bro. Like, I don't want to have to cater to anyone or like, no, I was always just like, bro, I'm gonna just do me. I'm gonna just mess around. I'm, you know, do whatever. Who cares what people think? But now I'm like, I still have like a don't care what people think mindset, but in a more positive way. It's not like don't care what people think in a way to like excuse me to go be an asshole and be like potentially ruin people's days. Even if I have a good intention, there was like a kind of a joke behind it. Like, it's completely in my control to just not go mess with someone. You know what I mean? I'm still going to talk to people in my videos and stuff like that, but I'm, you know, there's a way to do things and I'm figuring it out and I'm growing. But going back to like not looking at people a different way for taking those deals and stuff like that, I think back to myself earlier this year doing certain content, just trying to figure it out. But like, I look back now and I'm like, okay, I wouldn't do that again. You know what I mean? Me, just like everybody else, like we're all on our own path. So I can only pray that like these people who are taking deals and promoting stuff that I don't agree with, all I can do is pray and hope that they can grow from it and see like the bad in it. You know what I mean? It's weird, bro. It's weird. When you're presented with this big opportunity to promote something that might not be so good, but you get a lot of fucking money for it, it's like on the upside, you get a lot of fucking money. The downside, if you turn down the money, what do you gain? To most people, you would think nothing. And I didn't think I was really going to gain anything. But after taking it to God and praying about it, I feel like out of it, I just gained a stronger relationship with God. And that is so valuable. Like that is, you can't put a price tag on that. And again, it doesn't mean that since then it's been sunshines and rainbows. It has came with challenges and struggles. But I want to stay on this path. I hate whenever I open up Instagram Reel comment section and just see all OF people. Dude, it's everywhere. Social media is just like when I go on Twitter or X, like it'll be like a funny little video. And then I'll go to like read the replies and it'll just be like OF promotion. And I'm like, man, like this like I don't know. It just pisses me off, bro. Yeah, Twitter's ass, bro. Twitter is just a bunch of rage bait, hatred, a bunch of crazy death videos and stuff like that and sexual stuff, and it's just like, damn. I try to stay away from all that content and pages because what you feed your mind portrays how you see the world to an extent. Yeah, facts. Because like if I go on Twitter right now, it's just gonna be, like I said, rage bait, hatred, like racism and transphobia and this phobia and men versus women and over sexual stuff and all that. I could go out into the real world and it's normal people, women fully clothed, like people actually waving and saying hi to each other and having nice conversations, bro. It's like social media is so toxic, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna get called a unk for saying that, but it's like, damn, it's so dark. I'd still be on social media a lot, but like my feed is like,
you lost nothing if you gained God in the process. This is an amazing realization for some people, even for myself. I lost a lot of friends.
What was I just talking about? I was just talking about how like turning down a big bag, you feel like you're not gaining anything. That literally went exactly with it, bro.
You lost nothing if you gained God in the process. This is an amazing realization for some people, even for myself.
I got a pretty good For You page, pretty good Reels feed, I'd like to say. There's also some funny ass videos in there. You just gotta stay away from all the dark shit, and it's hard when like you're just being fed that, because that's what sells, that's what gets pushed. You know what I mean? To any of you guys out there listening, just be mindful of what you're consuming.